Hi PJC, I hope everyone is well. Last time I stood in the space was before we began Parshas Bereshis, Sefer Bereshis. I now stand here again in what will be our future spiritual home before we start the second book in the Torah, Sefer Shemot. As much as Bereshis was focused on brilliant individuals, their coming to God, their recognition of the role that they play in the world as ambassadors for the Almighty. As much as we spent the last months focusing on what it means to be a God-driven human being, Shemot shifts our thinking and helps us examine what it means to be aware of other people. Yes, we live spiritual lives. We recognize the soul, the Tselem Elokim, the divine image through which we were defined, through which we were created. But Shemot presents for us a whole different series of challenges. What does it mean to be a human being? What does it mean to be a human being connecting with other humans? What's the prime example of this? And why is it so important? I'll start with the second question. It's so important because Shemot introduces to us the possibility of oppression. It introduces us the possibility of systemic cruelty. The Egyptians can oppress an entire people and treat them in incredibly cruel, incredibly inhumane ways. Shemot introduces us to the possibility of genocide. And so what is the cure that Shemot offers? Moshe Rabbeinu. When Moshe leaves the palace, he's grown up a member of Egyptian royalty. Certainly he could have considered himself better than everyone, too important, too good to care about anyone beneath his status or stature. But Moshe leaves the palace to check on society and culture. And what happens? He sees an Egyptian killing a Jew. Moshe steps in and kills that Egyptian. The next day, Moshe goes out again to say, what is this society that I'm part of? And he sees two Jews fighting, and he tries to intervene, and they say, are you going to do to us the same that you did to that Egyptian? And Moshe says, I need to leave the society. I can't be part of a society that, I can't be part of a society where there is such corruption towards each other. There is such negligence in our responsibility towards each other. And so he flees to Midian. And there in Midian, he sees again a corrupt society where a group of shepherds are abusing a vulnerable group of women. And Moshe steps in and he says, what's going to be here? He defends these women and they bring him into their home. They accept him as part of the family. They break bread with him, which the Chasam Sofer says is massively significant because we've got to remember the Egyptians see the act of breaking bread as an act of incredible vulnerability. The Egyptians weren't willing to do it with Yosef's family in last week's parsha because it was a toivah, because it was an abomination. And so the act of Moshe sitting down and breaking bread with Jethro and his family shows that he was not one who stood on ceremony. He was not one who could see another person and see toivah, see disgust, but he was one who saw humanity and understood our responsibility to protect the vulnerable, our responsibility to be advocates, to see the Tselem Elokim, to see the humanity, to see the godliness in every human being. Shemot presents to us the possibility of the worst of humanity, and it presents to us a model for what it means to be the best of humanity. I look forward in the coming weeks and months to learning Shemot together and exploring these questions. What does it mean to be the best of humanity? And Amir Hashem, please God, I look forward to being in this space together at some point. At some point, I hope in the very near future, it won't be so cold as it is now, as you can tell. But Amir Hashem, we'll be able to daven here, we'll be able to connect here, we'll be able to recognize the Tselem Elokim, the unique preciousness of every individual that walks in through these doors to use this space to connect with the Almighty. We'll have the opportunity to live in the model of Moshe, to recognize the godliness in the average person. I'm going to leave you with, as I did before Sefer Bereshis, a quick tour or a quick view of all the beautiful and incredible work that's taking place. We have HVAC systems, we have doors going in, we have kitchens going in. The shul is coming together, and it is beautiful. Our work, our mission throughout Sefer Shemot is to recognize the humanity, the greatness, the possible greatness of human beings, and to prioritize that as a value within our shul to celebrate. Here is the latest of what's going on in our shul building. Excuse me. This is the sanctuary space. We have kitchens, coat closets, electric, HVAC. Baruch Hashem. We're incredibly grateful to be at this stage, and we look forward to seeing more progress on this beautiful building in the coming weeks and months. If you're in Baltimore for Shabbos, we would love to see you. If you're away with your family on vacation, stay healthy, stay happy, and enjoy every single moment. Shabbat Shalom.